Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Qala rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Today inshallah we'll continue Surah Al-Isra, which is also called Surah Bani Israel, from ayah 53 to ayah 77, and it's a very important section. In the previous section we have read about the 10 commandments and how shaitan can affect someone to ruin his akhirah. And in that section the ayah number 36 was very important. Wala taqfu ma laysa laka bihi ilm inna as-sam'a wal basara wal fu'ada kullu ulaika kana anhu mas'ula. And in that section the issue was that your belief should be on foundation which is given by Qur'an and Rasulullah, and your iman bil ghaib should be a firm iman without any doubt. So now all those major highlights that Allah did, now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling that how you can remedy these and be in a right path, and how you can avoid shaitan. The first thing Allah says, وَقُلْ لِعِبَادِي يَقُولُوا الَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ يَنزَغُ بَيْنَهُمْ إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ كَانَ لِلْإِنسَانِ عَدُوًّا مُبِينًا. The first thing that you can avoid shaitan and having complete protection is asking Allah's protection first, but that you always from your tongue say something nice, something good, something tayyib, because that is the first way shaitan causes dissension and separation in the hearts of two Muslims, or in the hearts of two humans. So Allah is saying that, "O my beloved messenger, tell my servants, tell my slaves that you should always say the best kalma from your mouth. Say, always do ahsan, the best. Because if you don't do so, if you say something bad from your tongue, then shaitan can use that to create fitna and to create dissension and to create sort of ill feeling, ghil in your heart for other Muslims. Because shaitan is your open enemy. رَبُّكُمْ عَالَمُ بِكُمْ إِن يَشَاء يَرْحَمُكُمْ أَوْ يَشَاء يُعَذِّبْكُمْ وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ عَلَيْهِمْ وَكِيلًا. And also make sure, tell them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has all the power, not shaitan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if wants to punish someone, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can punish someone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to forgive someone, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to forgive someone. And my beloved messenger, your job is to just present the message in front of people. You are not made guard on them. So this is also another thing that we have to make sure we make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala our karsas. That means we make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala our caretaker. Rasulullah is here to give us all what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to him. And then when we follow Rasulullah, we will reach to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is the way that Allah is saying that you need to follow the messenger, not start worshipping the messenger like the Jews and the Christians have done. وَرَبُّكَ عَالَمُ بِمَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَلَقَدْ فَضَّلْنَا بَعْضَهُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ النَّبِيِّينَ عَلَى بَعْضٍ وَآتَيْنَا دَاوُودَ زُبُورًا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained this again, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who has given preference over certain messengers over some. And Allah says that just like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given Hazrat Dawood alayhi salam the book Zabur. And in this way, our messenger is most beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is Allah. We have discussed this in detail in Surah Baqarah, that we Muslims do not do any tafriq, but we own tafdeel is given from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in the third para, we have already tilka rasula faddalna ba'dhum ala ba'd. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already said that. And this is the same repetition. And Allah says, قُلِ ادْعُوا الَّذِينَ زَعَمْتُم مِّن دُونِهِ فَلَا يَمْلِكُونَ كَشْفَ الضُّرِّ عَنكُمْ وَلَا تَحْوِيلًا. And Allah is saying that whosoever you think that can be help for you, they cannot even remedy any problem to themselves. And they cannot change the condition in which they are. How can you worship them? So you have to worship only one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أولئك الذين يدعون يبتغون إلى ربهم الوسيلة أيهم أقرب ويرجون رحمته ويخافون عذابه إن عذاب ربك كان محذورا. And then again, this is the shirk, that you call someone else other than Allah. Allah is saying, Ulaika allazina yad'una. Yad'una is a word that is used here for shirk. Allah is saying that these kuffar, these people, they are calling these mushrikeen all these other alihas other than God, and they are trying to come near to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through those entities. They are the one who are trying themselves to come too close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they have fear of Allah's punishment. So how can they do anything to them? And Allah is also saying that they should also realize that they should be very careful about the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It can come at any time, at any moment, to anyone. So whosoever you are calling other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, number one, they cannot change your state. Number two, they don't listen. Number three, they are also trying to come close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And number four, they are also have fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's punishment. So how can they do anything for you? وَإِن مِّن قَرْيَةٍ إِلَّا نَحْنُ مُهْلِكُهَا قَبْلَ يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ أَوْ مُعَذِّبُهَا عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا كَانَ ذَلِكَ فِي الْكِتَابِ مَسْطُورًا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already destined in the preserved tablet that before the Qiyamah happens, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will destroy all these villages and cities as is present written in the tablet. وَمَا مَنَعَنَا نُرْسِلَ بِالْآيَةِ إِلَّا أَن كَذَّبَ بِهَا الْأَوَّلُونَ وَآتَيْنَا ثَمُودَ النَّاقَةَ مُبْصِرَةً فَظَلَمُوا بِهَا وَمَا نُرْسِلُوا بِالْآيَةِ إِلَّا تَخْفِيفًا. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again emphasizing on our beloved messenger that why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not giving them this mu'jiza of something that these kuffar can see, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have given all these mu'jizat to prior messengers, and what their followers did, they did not follow their messengers. Allah destroyed them. And Allah says, just like Samud, the nation which was so strong, Allah has given them the mu'jiza of the she camel. What they did, they killed the she camels. And then when they do not obey and come in the obedience of Allah after seeing the mu'jiza, then Allah's punishment will come and Allah destroy them. So that's why Allah is saying, this Qur'an is the mu'jiza for you, my beloved messenger. I am not going to show any mu'jiza in a term that they can see from their own eyes. And whatever the demands of kuffars were at that time, it will come later on, what they were asking as far as the mu'jiza is concerned. وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لَكَ إِنَّ رَبَّكَ أَحَاطَ بِالنَّاسِ وَمَا جَعَلْنَا الرُّؤْيَا الَّتِي أَرَيْنَاكَ إِلَّا فِتْنَةً لِلنَّاسِ وَالشَّدَدَ الْمَجْهُودَ فِي الْقُرْآنِ وَنُخَوِّفُهُمْ مَا يَزِيدُهُمْ إِلَّا طُغْيَانًا كَبِيرًا. Now this is an ayah in which some people have caused some sort of deviation, but in reality this is a mentioning of Mi'raj of Rasulullah, and Mi'raj happens actually in person, as we have discussed when we started this surah. Rasulullah went to heavens in person along with his body and his soul. So the word roya doesn't mean that it happens in dream. Roya means it is in real vision that Rasulullah has seen both the sign in the Jahannam as well as the Jannah. So Allah is saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has encircled everything. Everyone is in control of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already shown you, my beloved messenger, the things that we were in when you came up for Mi'raj, and especially the tree of Zarqum, the tree of Zarqum which has been mentioned in Qur'an. So here Allah is saying that whatever I have shown you, and you come back and you said in front of these kuffars and in front of these mushrikeen, it becomes fitna for them. They were actually making na'uzubillah fun of Rasulullah, that how come that it possible that Rasulullah went in one night from Makkah to Jerusalem, Masjid al-Aqsa, and from Masjid al-Aqsa all the way to the heavens, and then come back, and it's only in one night. So they actually causing this propaganda to go on full blown, and in this aspect they went, and Abu Jahl went and said to Abu Bakr that, your sahib, your friend is saying that this is done. And Abu Bakr just asked him that, is he saying, do you say that you heard from his blessed mouth? And Abu Jahl says, yes, go and you can talk to him by yourself. So Abu Bakr just said that if he's saying the truth. Because we believe that the angel come from heaven to him, so what is the big deal that he cannot go to heaven? He can go to heaven, he is telling the truth. And from that word onward, the laqab of Siddiq has given to our beloved Sahib of Rasulullah Abu Bakr Siddiq Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu. So Allah is saying that all these already fitna. So if I even show them any other sign, they will not gonna accept the message. وَنُخَوِّفُهُمْ, and they will have no fear. They don't fear, and instead of seeing all these miracles from the prior messengers, and what you are telling them is absolutely truth, what in reality they are doing, it is increasing in their transgression, increasing their heedlessness, increasing their stubbornness. So just that's it. That's the end of discussion. That's what Allah is saying. That was now the subject is changed. وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ قَالَ أَسْجُدُ لِمَنْ خَلَقْتَ طِينًا قَالَ أَرَأَيْتَكَ هَذَا الَّذِي كَرَّمْتَ عَلَيَّ لَئِنْ أَخَّرْتَنِي إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ لَأَحْتَنِكُنَّ ذُرِّيَّتَهُ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. Now the fourth time this story of Iblis with Adam alayhi salam has come, that Iblis refused to do sajda in front of Adam alayhi salam, and he gave now another story that you created Adam with clay, and I am created with fire, so how can I do sajda to him? And he is now taking a vow which saying that qala ashab faman tabi'aka minhum fa inna jahannama jazaa'ukum jazaa'un ma'fura, that because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the preference to Adam alayhi salam, then Shaitan is saying that I am gonna just sit and make sure that all the progeny of Adam alayhi salam become misguided and disobedient to you and become unthankful to you, and I'm gonna do the best what I can. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that okay, you can do, I gave you the permission to be alive till the day of judgment. Whosoever follow you and both of who are following you will end up in Jahannam. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَاسْتَفْزِزْ مَنِ اسْتَطَعْتَ مِنْهُمْ بِصَوْتِكَ وَأَجْلِبْ إِلَيْهِمْ بِخَيْلِكَ وَرِجْلِكَ وَشَارِكْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَوْلَادِ وَمَا يَعِدُهُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ إِلَّا غُرُورًا. That means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not only that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this sort of permission to Shaitan, that Shaitan can insinuate in humans, but Shaitan cannot physically obstruct somebody doing something for the obedience of Allah or making someone to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is only that his ways are that he can ask people to spend the money in the way that has not been allowed in Islam. That is a part that Shaitan is doing. Or they can have offspring out of marriage wedlock, that is part of it. Or anything disobedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by way he does it, his army that Allah has given him to come up and do it, and whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him in a way that it can cause vanity, it can cause deception, it can cause delusion, it can cause you to insinuate in your mind and make things look good. And the most important of all is to plan for a long term, although you don't know what's going to happen to you in very next moment of your life. And Allah says whatever Shaitan promises them, it is all vain, deception and delusion. Inna ibadi laysa laka alayhim sultan wa kafa bi rabbika wakila. And Allah says that there is no doubt that people who are truly sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Shaitan will have no effect on them, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is enough for them. Rabbukum alladhi yuzji lakumul fulka fil barri tabtaghu min fadlihi innahu kana bikum rahima. Now it's a big example, it has been given in Qur'an multiple times, that how people do shirk and how people come out of shirk. So Allah is giving this example that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has shown you that you do travel in the ocean on a boat, and you get your earnings by doing trade, by doing now catching the fish and all seafood that you collect. So it kind of sort of a trade as well as way of earning, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is extremely merciful on you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, when you are in the ocean, and وَإِذَا مَسَّكُمُ الضُّرُّ فِي الْبَحْرِ ضَلَّ مَن تَدْعُونَ إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ فَلَمَّا نَجَّاكُمْ إِلَى الْبَرِّ عَرَضْتُمْ وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ كَافُورًا. That if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring a storm while you are in the ocean, you leave everyone else and just call Allah for help to save you, because you know there is no one who can save you from the storm on a certain death by huge waves other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save you and bring you back on the solid ground, the first thing you do is you start doing the shirk. You just start avoiding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Iraz means you avoid Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah says that this human is extremely unthankful. أَفَأَمِنْتُمْ أَنْ يَخْسِفَ بِكُمْ جَانِبَ الْبَرِّ وَيُرْسِلَ عَلَيْكُمْ حَاصِبًا ثُمَّ لَا تَجِدُوا لَكُمْ وَكِيلًا. And Allah is saying that how can that be possible, that you are just unaware that you are on the ground and Allah can also make this ground to swallow you, or your death can come on the solid ground too. You know, people can see that something happens all of a sudden, they die in a motor vehicle accident, something fall on them, and so it is all in Allah's control. So how can you start doing iraz or avoiding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you are on solid ground, and you call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with full sincerity, and only Allah when you are in a storm, in an ocean. So Allah is saying you should only and only make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala your God. أَمْ أَمِنْتُمْ أَنْ يُعِيدَكُمْ فِي تَارَةٍ أُخْرَى فَيُرْسِلَ عَلَيْكُمْ قَاصِفًا مِنَ الرِّيحِ فَيُغْرِقُكُم بِمَا كَفَرْتُمْ ثُمَّ لَا تَجِدُوا لَكُمْ عَلَيْنَا بِهِ تَبِيًّا. And again, how come you are unaware that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can take you back to the ocean and bring again a big storm or huge winds and make you die in ocean, and you know, you will not even be aware of it, that what happened to you. So it's everything is under Allah's control, so you should worship only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is now giving us this actually again some way of thought provoking, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you a status so high, and if you associate anyone with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you actually disgrace yourself. It has nothing to do with Allah. You disgrace yourself from the station that Allah is giving you. So Allah says, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ وَحَمَلْنَاهُمْ فِي الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ وَرَزَقْنَاهُمْ مِنَ الطَّيِّبَاتِ وَفَضَّلْنَاهُمْ عَلَى كَثِيرٍ مِمَّا خَلَقْنَا تَفْضِيلًا. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who has given high standard and high superiority to Adam alayhi salam and all his progeny. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, I am the one who is taking care of you, either you are in the ocean or you are on the land. I am giving you such nice things to eat and enjoy these blessings on this stay in this world, and I have given you such a high station among all the creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you should realize this blessing from me and worship only me. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you something which is called logical thinking, that you should realize the blessings of Allah. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, again, this is change in the subject as far as the akhirah is concerned. Allah says, يَوْمَ نَدْعُو كُلُّ أُنَاسٍ بِإِمَامٍ فَمَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ يَقْرَؤُونَ كِتَابَهُمْ وَلَا يُظْلِمُونَ فَتِيلًا. And Allah says, remember that day when we will call all of them along with their leaders. So here Imam means your messenger. So we will be called along with Muhammad Rasulullah because we are in the Ummah of Muhammad Rasulullah. And if our book of deeds given is in our right hand, then we will be the happy people over there. We will gonna say, read my book, and we will be just showing our book to everyone that yes, these are the good deeds that Allah has accepted. Because on that day Allah will not gonna do any zulm, any transgression, even to the equal of a small thread that is present in date. وَمَنْ كَانَ فِي هَذِهِ عَامًا وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ عَامًا وَأَضَلَّ سَبِيلًا. Allah is saying, whosoever is now closing their eyes on this Qur'an and the Sunnah of Rasulullah and Muhammad Rasulullah, he is becoming blind right now. He will be blind on the day of judgment also, and he will not gonna find his way on the day of judgment. وَإِنْ كَادُوا لَيَفْتَنُونَكَ عَنِ الَّذِي أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ لِتَفْتَرِيَ عَلَيْنَا غَيْرَهُ وَإِذًا لَاتَّخَذُوكَ إِلَّا خَلِيلًا. Now this is a very, very critical subject on this surah. In reality, it looks like that it is being addressed to Rasulullah, but in a way this is a dialogue between Allah and our beloved messenger to actually make fear in the heart of those kuffars. Because at that time the kuffars were pressurizing Muhammad Rasulullah, and this section is also being read in Surah Yusuf also, that they were saying that we don't want to have a Quran so hard. We don't want Quran so strict. You need to just give us some give and take, and make this Quran a little bit softer, make this Quran a little bit lenient, and we will be more than happy to follow you. In that aspect, they are willing to make Rasulullah the leader. They were saying you can marry any woman you want, we can give you all kind of treasures you want. And even at that point, Rasulullah replied that if they keep like the sun and the moon in my one hand and give everything on my other hand, I'm not going to still stop my dawah that I am doing, because this is the assignment given to me from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that, oh my beloved messenger, these kuffars is pressurizing you to change some of the stuff which is in Quran. And if there is a possibility that you can change a little bit, then they will make you your beloved friend. These kuffar will make you the beloved friend. So Allah is saying to the kuffars now indirectly that, oh people, this is not going to happen. My messenger is not going to change anything. But this is the way of talking in third person. وَلَوْلَا صَبَتْنَاكَ لَقَدْ تَتَرْكَنُوا عَلَيْهِمْ شَيْئًا قَلِيلًا. And Allah is saying that if I would not have make you steadfast, my beloved messenger, there is a slim possibility that you could have agreed on certain things on these kuffars. And if you would have agreed, it's not going to be good. But that's not going to happen. This is the way that Allah is saying to kuffars that this is never going to happen. My beloved messenger will not going to change anything which I am sending to him. إِذَا لَّأَذَقْنَاكَ زَيْفَ الْحَيَاةِ وَزَيْفَ الْمَمَاتِ ثُمَّ لَا تَجِدُ لَكَ عَلَيْنَا نَصِيرًا. And if, God forbid, if it's possible that Rasulullah had done something in a way that it has changed the message, what Allah has sent him down, then Allah is saying that you would be punished in this dunya as well as in akhirah. This punishment is for the people who is not following Muhammad Rasulullah, who is trying to change his message. Rasulullah is saying to these kuffars that it's not and never ever gonna happen that my messenger will change anything. So you should be aware that you, because you are refusing this message, you will not gonna only be given azab in this dunya, you will be facing a very severe torment hereafter. And you will have no one to support you on that day. وَإِن كَادُوا لَيَسْتَفِزُونَكَ مِنَ الْأَرْضِ لِيُخْرِجُوكَ مِنْهَا وَإِذًا لَا يَلْبَسُونَ خِلَافَكَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. And as we know that they were so hard in resisting Rasulullah and they are trying their best for the Rasulullah to leave Makkah. So Allah is saying that I am my beloved messenger. If they ever do that, this is like a sign that yes, Rasulullah will gonna go from Makkah to Medina. And Allah is also telling them that they will not gonna stay very long also in Makkah if you leave. Sunnata man qad arsalna qablaka min rusulina wa la tajidu sunnatana ta'wila. And Allah is saying that this is the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that has been done before, that messengers have been pressurized, messengers have been ridiculed, Nauzubillah, messengers have been given names, and messengers have made fun in the past. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always there to protect them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always there to keep their message strong, and there is no change in the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deal with people who disobey their messenger. So don't worry, my beloved messenger. So this is some of consolation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, consolation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to our beloved messenger. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.